everybody, welcome to our final day of Skiathos in January. I was really sad this day. I didn't want to go home. I do that thing where you count down from about the last 5-6 days where it's home time, and I get really upset about it. This was actually the coldest day of the entire trip. We had full-on coats on, hoods up and everything, but we still wanted to go and walk the dogs at the dog sanctuary because it's one of our favourite places to visit when we're on the island. If you've been before, you probably recognise these two gorgeous dogs that we were walking. This is Sky and her friend Betty, who Mark's walking. By this point as well, Mark was managing to walk a little bit better with his Achilles heel, which was a great thing because he could join me walking the dogs. Here he had Twirly and I had a lovely dog called Lucy who I'd never walked before. Best thing about coming here in the winter is that all of the dogs need a walk and there's not really any tourists about, so we got to walk plenty of the dogs while we visited in January. If you've watched my previous video where we visited the sanctuary, you'll know all about it, but I'll just quickly let people know in case they haven't seen that you can visit the dog sanctuary any day when you're on the island, but you need to visit between 8 AM and 12 PM because they only like you to walk the dogs when it's not too hot. January, that didn't really count, but normally, like in the summer months, it does get really hot here for the dogs, so they like to have them all walked and back in the kennels in time for food and cool down over lunchtime. It's a lovely place to walk, mostly flat, just wear nice sensible shoes and get ready to walk some lovely dogs and meet them all. They're all so happy there as well. It's a lovely place to visit. I'd highly recommend it if you've never been before. And you can give donations or you can take treats. If you check out the dog sanctuary's social media, they have a list on there of all the things they need and want for the dogs, so it's great to take some nice treats over for them. That was me walking the lovely Lily, and then here Mark had some gorgeous little puppies, and I can't remember who I was walking, but it was a very cute dog. We had a lovely morning walking and fussing all of these lovely animals, and then after that we decided to go for a little bit of a drive. This was us driving along towards the airport along that strip of restaurants. In the summer, this is really busy with all the restaurants open. You can sit out and look over the water, feed the swans and the fish while you're dining. It's amazing. This time of year, a lot quieter. Lots more vehicles than you will see in the summer, but nothing really happening here. All of these were closed while we were there. But I thought I'd show you what it looks like this time of year as it's completely different to the summer months. One place that was open though was Mint, which we've just driven past there on the left. We popped in there for a drink and sat out on the balcony. They did question us as to why we were sitting outside, but the sun was shining, we had our coats on, it was a gorgeous view, and we're English, so, you know, we're a bit tougher than those Greeks, I think. After that, we decided to have a drive around and see how the new Lidl supermarket building was coming along. We've had a lot of messages off people who are staying in the Aspronosis Hotel in the summer. Bear in mind when you're seeing this was January and a lot more work has been completed now, so you won't be staying next to it in this state. This is a full-on building site. They were still digging, sorting foundations out. The very, very beginning of building it all. It was just a big mess, basically. But when we visited in April, the structure was fully complete. So if you are staying there in the summer, don't panic too much. We're also staying there, so we'll see how it goes. And we will report back and let you all know what it's like. But I know the locals are very excited about this Lidl, so it'll be great to see that when it opens for them all. With this being our last day on the island this time around, we decided to do a few things purposefully just for YouTube really and show you what things are like around the island this time of year. So we headed back down to the port and we went for a walk around the Bourtzi island. As you'll see in a second, it's still just as beautiful in January as it is in the summer. The sea looks just as blue, although we wouldn't be jumping in it this time of year. It was still cold. And as you'll see in a second, I didn't just have a coat and jeans on. I'd been back to our accommodation and I'd grabbed a hat and my Ugg boots because I was feeling quite cold. Despite the sun being lovely and bright, it was chilly, and as you can see, there was a little bit of a breeze going on as well. So I was all wrapped up for our little walk. I'm going to pop some music on now and you can take in the beautiful sights of the Bourtzi. We then went for a drive to see one of our friends, and we ended up really high up on the island, and the views were just incredible. I had to film them to show you. Just look at that. It doesn't even look real. It's so perfect. The sun on the water was just looking wonderful, and when you're really high up like this, you feel like you're the only people on the island. It's so peaceful and beautiful. I absolutely loved it up here. We then drove back into town and we decided to go for a little drink along the port. I think we were in the Seagull here. Usually the Seagull or the Goldfish for us, but we just had a couple of Coke Zeros and sat and enjoyed the views. The weather was lovely. It was a really nice place to sit, as it is all year round. And then we decided to go for a little walk. Went up towards the old town where the church is and just had a little wander around the streets there. And then we found ourselves heading down towards Megali Ammos beach. We did go onto the beach and through some of the tavernas that are there. So I'm going to pop some more music on now and you'll be able to have a look at what the beach was like this time of year. You'll see the work going on in the tavernas, which I'm sure is all finished by now. But it's quite interesting, or hopefully it'll be interesting for you anyway. So I'll catch up with you again once we're off Megali Ammos beach.
Και μες στα ίδια καρδιά μου μια καταδίκη να γραφτεί κι την καρδιά μου σαν νεκρός θα μένει. Ο νους μου ως πότε μες στον μαρασμό αυτόν θα μένει. Όπου το μάτι μου γυρίσω, όπου κι αν δω, ερήπια μαύρα της ζωής μου βλέπω εδώ, που τόσα χρόνια πέρασα και ρήμαξα και χάλασα. Καινούριους τρόπους δεν θα βρεις, δεν θα βρεις άλλες θάλασσες. Οι πόλεις θα σε ακολουθεί, στους δρόμους θα γυρνάς τους ίδιους και στις γειτονιές τις ίδιες θα γυρνάς και μες στα ίδια σπίτια αυτά θα σπρίζεις. Πάντα στην πόλη αυτή θα φτάνεις, για τα αλλού μη ελπίζεις. Δεν έχει πλοίο για σε, δεν έχει οδό, έτσι που τη ζωή σου ύπαξες εδώ.
Isn't it amazing how stunning it is even in January? It just goes to show any time of year, Skiathos is just heaven on earth, honestly. I love it so much. And on the way back from Megali Ammos, we walked past this hotel, which is on my wish list of places to stay. It looks absolutely stunning in the summer. It's part of the Thessala collection hotels. It looks really private in the summer, so I decided to have a little peep through the fence this time of year and take a little nosy at it. Hopefully one day we'll get to stay there, and as you can see, it's just a minute's walk from the beach. It's in like the perfect location, so definitely still on my wish list. I'd love to stay there one day. Although this video doesn't really do it justice. It doesn't look as special with an empty pool and no sunbeds and stuff, but hopefully one day I'll get to show you it when we're staying there. It was just opposite the KB Ammos Suites as well, which you can see the gateway to there just at the right of the screen. And there's the new building that was popping up while we were there as well. I'm still excited to see what that's going to be. We walked back to our apartment, and before we knew it, the day was pretty much over. We wanted an early night because we had to be up for our flight the next morning, and our friend sent us this gorgeous view of the sunset from his apartment. Isn't that amazing? I'll be back with a new video really soon though, but thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in our next video.